It's very informal. It's really about
right.
it's about self-care, right? I make a podcast called Heavily Pixelated, which is about how video games help people through challenging times in their lives. And you know, all my life, whenever I've been fired from a job or I'd broken up, somebody had broken up with me, and I was sad and I was miserable and low, the first place I would go was the game store. And I never really thought about that. I was never conscious of the fact that I was doing it. And I thought, well, I'm a weird guy. Nobody else does this, but everybody does that. We all of our lives have had, you know, traumatic experiences, and we use games to get through those traumatic experiences. And so I started making a show that really was about gamers and about what they go through and how they use games. And then because I worked as a media person for a long time, I try to connect them with the people who made the game that helped them to say thank you. And it's been great. Like game developers love it, but also just regular gamers love it. And I also, like, I'm 50 now. I don't want to listen to another podcast about the graphics in Zelda versus the graphics in God of War. Like, can't we talk on a higher level? Can't we talk about what games, like, I don't know what they do for me exactly, but I'm trying to articulate it. And so Eve and Dr. B reached out to me and asked if I would conduct a series of interviews talking about people's self-care habits during this challenging time when sort of the needle is all over the place. What is a good day? What is not a good day? How are you personally getting through this particularly challenging time? How are you still making stuff? How are you coordinating your teams? Like, it's sort of a general kind of question, but you know, if you have any anecdotes or anything that comes to mind that you feel is relevant to this particular topic, and we're only going to talk for like 15-20 minutes, not a long time. But yeah, just have fun. Just don't be nervous about anything. If you're nervous about anything or you regret saying something, we can always take it out. You know, like honestly, this is a safe space for all of us.
Okay.
We're all learning lots of things about ourselves and about the world, and I'm assuming that you two are learning things about making games in a pandemic.
We're ready. We're ready. Let us begin.
So I don't know, and I don't know if this is inappropriate, but are you two a couple? Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
No, we met at the beginning of this. We decided to quarantine together. We were like, you know what? I know your name. Let's do it. Yeah. We've been together for, this year I think it'll be 8 years.
Yeah.
Almost 8 years.
Congratulations. So. Yeah. I'm so happy for you. So what are the challenges of having to spend every day, all day with each other? I guess that's a pretty prosaic place to start, maybe.
Well, we have been killing it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, actually, we're doing really well. We've been like congratulating ourselves on almost a daily basis.
I can't tell when you're being serious or not. I don't know you well.
No, we're serious. We're very proud of ourselves.
Really?
We worked really hard on communication, so we rarely have disagreements, but when we do, we just work really hard to communicate kindly towards one another. So we haven't really had a lot of struggle. We have times where one of us will want alone time and we'll just say, hey, I think tonight I just want to be totally left alone. And the other person says, great, I'll hang out in the other room then. And
can you give me an example? Like the last time you guys would, quote unquote, you were killing it? Like when was a successful moment? Yeah, go ahead.
Get ready. We're going to need more than 15 minutes. So.
That's okay. We can
when we first dated, I would say that our communication skills were not up to par. No. There was a lot of friction that happened, honestly, because of nothing. It was like the choice of words and the attempt to navigate through the situation would be the thing that would be causing the friction. And, we've spent years and years and years just trying to figure out, hey, that argument we had or that, heated conversation, what happened? Let's talk about that. Let's think through that.
Right.
And so since quarantine's begun, we sort of have this stockpile of techniques, like we talked about the idea of getting space. Well, yesterday I had to get up at 4 a.m. and do a 9-hour broadcast until 2 p.m. And so after that, I was like, honey, I'm really tired. I'm just going to go sit in the back room. And when we've noted that there is a literal asking for space, but it's also good to have like a physical space. Like we have a 1-bedroom apartment. And so back there in the media room where my computer is, I'm like, honey, I'm just going to be back here for a little bit. And Brit's like, all right, great, cool, awesome. And we've tried to be excessively over communicative, almost to the point where if someone was listening in, we would sound so stupid, because it's like, hey, I wanted to just double check something that you said yesterday. I want to make sure that you didn't think that I thought that you thought I meant that in a bad way. You know, we do this a lot because we find that because we're in front of each other all day and we're around each other all day, it's really easy for any of the negative feeling I have about, I don't know, the fucking pandemic. It's really easy to just like direct this at the only person that I'm seeing all day. So in that regard, we've had no significant like fight or upsettedness since.
Yeah, I mean, I think a good example would be like the toilet broke like a couple weeks ago.
And you only have one toilet. You don't have like multiple toilets.
Sean was really busy. So I was like, okay, I'll go to the Home Depot and get all the stuff we need. So I'm like getting stuff. And of course we kind of like overdo everything. So I bought like every possible like toilet repair thing you could buy and brought it back. And I'm trying to like fix the toilet, and Sean is stressing me out because he's got stuff going on. And I'm mad at him because he broke it. I wasn't the one who did anything wrong. He did it.
You look like a toilet breaker.
So
I know, it's everywhere I go, everywhere.
That's your new nickname, the toilet breaker.
Yeah, no, that'll be a really cool idea. That's my new YouTube. A new broken toilet.
Yeah, so I'm like stressed. I have other stuff I want to do and stuff. So I'm just mad, and I'm like trying to fix the toilet. And I'm angry, and I don't want to be mad at him. So at some point, I just kind of stopped and said like, I love you so much, but I'm so annoyed with you right now. And I'm going to fix this, and everything's going to be fine. And we could talk about it later. But right now I'm just going to focus on this, and I love you. And you go over there and you do that. Okay. And it's kind of like we like talk in that way sometimes, where it's like, we're both upset or one of us is upset. Yeah. And it's kind of just like a very intense, like, I love you, so just back away right now. Yeah. And it's like, okay, I'm going to back away, and I love you too. And we'll talk to you later. Like, so it's kind of like figuring out a system of like honesty without taking your emotions out on the person, where you're still expressing your emotions. And even if you're not able to always, like I'm not always able to get completely calm and say, I'm very upset right now. It's something I'm working on. But if you can just, be honest about how you're feeling to an extent and still convey that you care and that, you want things to be good, then that kind of helps lead to a calm conversation down the road. Right. And it just feels like we're a team, right? So it's like really treating everything like you're a team rather than you're two people trying to deal with each other. We just don't look at it that way. We look at it as we're two people trying to deal with everything else coming at us.
Right. Is the toilet fixed now? Are we all good?
Oh yeah, it's fixed.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's more or less fixed. Yeah, it's more or less.
I keep fixing it.
Yes, she's on a continuous reparatory basis.
We're moving though on Saturday, so it doesn't matter.
What?
Yeah.
Where are you moving to?
Los Angeles.
Whoa!
We were supposed to move.
How come you're not more stressed out? You seem both so calm.
We work in stressful, I think we have businesses, careers in such stressful environments. I'm a live video producer, so I don't make video games, but I worked at Twitch for a very long time, and I pretty much exclusively direct and produce live content.
Around games, yeah.
So we're pretty used to being in really intense situations where, like, even if you want to freak out, you can't. So moving doesn't seem like that scary of a thing. It is stressful, and it's like we know it's coming, so we have to get ready for it. Yeah. And it's kind of going to happen on Saturday no matter what. So it's either going to happen like really nice because I've done everything this week that I needed to do, or it'll be really stressful and it'll still happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like the kinds of stressful environments that we wind up in, I think with regard to work have been like super helpful with just getting you used to all the ways your body lies to you when you're stressed. Because at the end of the day, I mean, I'm not like a heart surgeon. If things are going wrong, people get their entertainment like 10 minutes late. Like that's what happens.
Yeah.
But you get in these spots where you're like, everything is going to be horrible if I don't pull this off.
Right.
And then you don't pull it off. And frankly, maybe the broadcast is bad.
Yeah.
And then you realize everything's actually kind of fine. And then so when that stress comes up, I don't go, oh my gosh, I need to believe the stress. I need to then, everything that it's telling me is true and bad things are coming. You go, oh, there's that stress again. Oh, okay. And so we're almost desensitized to it. I frankly kind of like high stress environments. I get a little bored otherwise.
I think, and I think that the way that we kind of apply that to everything is just looking at what's going on and assessing how that's affecting us. Cause there's been tons of times where, you know, I just cry because I'm sad, right? About everything going on. Like I'm still getting stressed. It's just the way that I'm handling it is different than like, I'm freaking out right now. It's like, I suddenly burst into tears while I'm cooking dinner. And I'm like, that's interesting.
And
then I just,
look at this.
You know, and Sean's like, are you okay? And I'm with tears streaming down my face and cooking chicken. And I'm just going, I think I'm okay. I think it's healthy that I'm crying. I'm crying because there's a pandemic and I'm crying because things are stressful and I'm worried about people that I love. But, you know, that's all something that I can't fix right now, but I can cook the chicken. So I'm going to do that. And it's just like recognizing what's,
Should I help out? No, okay.
Yeah, it's like,
I can taste the tears in this chicken.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Squeezing it in.
Yeah. But I think it's just a lot of times we'll have reactions to things, but we'll recognize and kind of name what it is so that it's not kind of all consuming, I guess. And then that helps too with our communication because we tell each other that kind of stuff a lot. So we have a really good understanding of how the other person is feeling and kind of how they're approaching, how they're dealing with how they're feeling.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine if we were like a brand new couple, there's that like, oh, you're crying while cooking. What does that mean? You know,
is that
like
a red flag? Like, who knows?
Yeah. Because I mean, I feel like, for me personally, at least, I feel like my stress always happens time shifted from the stressful event because I professionally have developed internal muscles that, you know, suppress. And okay, because we have to go live and I'm going to be on camera in 3, 2, hey, it's one of the worst days ever, but I'm happy to be here, you know, and then 2 days later, I'm like, ooh, oh man. And, you know, if we didn't have that familiarity with each other, it can be very alarming, you know.
Have you guys been, like, this might be an inappropriate question and forgive me if it is, but have you been in couples therapy?
You know.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to. Yeah, well, it's really, it's up to you. Like, let's move on.
How about this? How about I give an answer and then we'll see. We will maybe this gets edited and maybe it gets edited out.
Yeah, okay.
We briefly went to a couples therapist and then we were like, oh, we don't like this person at all. And then we actually just devoted ourselves to like figuring a lot of stuff out with our communication.
Yeah.
Because he did help us in that way. We went like 2 times and
like way long ago at the very start of our relationship.
He gave us some steps to follow and we kind of looked at it and we were like, yeah, this is very logical. And also we together don't like that guy. So then we bonded over that. And we were like, we shouldn't pay. He gave us steps. What else? Yeah. We were very overconfident, but we only went a couple times and actually it totally helped. So yes, we recommend it. But we only went like 2 times.
No, but I'm saying like like the way you two complement each other, that's always probably been part of your relationship. But I can't imagine trying to Zoom with any couples right now who would be as happy and as, you know, sort of cooperating as well as you two are. I'm just impressed by it.
Yeah.
We look down on lesser couples, certainly.
I think the important thing to know about all of that too is that both of us are very sensitive people. And, you know, we spent a lot of time at the beginning of our relationship, and it's something we still work on, where we really it's like eggshells. Like you're just so scared to upset the other person because we don't ever want to upset each other, right?
Yeah.
And that would turn into this like really high intensity, stressful thing. So I think that part of the reason we've been able to get to this place is because we started in a place of extreme sensitivity, but lack of communication. Mm-hmm. So we haven't really had to learn how to be sensitive to one another's feelings. Yeah. We've just had to learn how to better talk about those things, which I think gives us a big advantage. And, you know, both of us, you know, we struggle at different times and we take care of each other when the other one is struggling, and we try to be supportive of that other person. But I think we're both both sensitive people who've gone through a lot of different things in our lives, you know, so it makes us empathetic towards one another. And that I think is the strongest part of our relationship. Like that's what makes things work. Cause we just are both very, very caring towards one another and considerate towards the other person's feelings.
And it's almost like some of the big struggles have been trying to navigate, wait a minute, you're upset? Well, now I'm upset because you're upset, and I want to try to help. I want to try, you know, and it's how do you both be really empathetic, care, be sensitive, be concerned about someone's feelings, but also not let it affect you? And I feel like that's something that we have openly talked about and tried to work on in the last few years, which I think has been essential during this weird time because, you know, it's really hard to, well, because I mean, like my full-time job is basically going live, talking for 7 hours enthusiastically about whatever game I'm playing, trying to bond with a gaming community, trying to foster a gaming community, and then turning off the stream and then dealing with the news, which is just this bone-crushing stress.
Right.
And it's very easy in this situation where I want more positivity in the world. And what if Brit is just having a bad day? It's very easy for someone in my position to be like, I want you to cheer up, something like that. Or like, well, you're upset now too, But we don't really do that. We sort of go, oh man, you're having a hard day too? Man, me too. And trying to navigate that boundary, I think, is super, super, super important.
I will also note that we don't have children.
Yep.
I recently left my job, so I was already planning to before the pandemic happened. I put in my notice about a month ahead of time. So I'm not working right now, which I think probably makes it a lot easier for things to be chill too. So just for other people, like I don't want people to be like, why can't I do that? It's like, we have no kids. We don't have a lot of responsibilities. I don't have any work to do. So we have a lot of privilege and comfort that allows us the time and the space to really focus on these things more than probably other couples do.
Well, so far, Sean, you've mentioned, you know, creating content and you know, making sure you provide your channel with the stuff that it needs. But you, Brit, have talked about fixing a toilet and making chicken. Yeah. And so that the division of labor right now is if the toilet needs fixing, if chicken needs to be made, that's Brit. And Sean, like,
we take turns. We don't really have assigned jobs. We just like we're very like loose about that. Like he'll go out and get groceries. Like he's been doing that the last 2 times he's gone out on his own. To pick up stuff. I cook a lot of the time because I like cooking and I'm pretty good at it. You're getting good at it too, though. He cooks sometimes.
I don't know if I'd say I'm good at it.
I think you're pretty good. You got that one dish. He has one dish he makes very well.
I wouldn't say I know how to cook, but I do know how to read. So if you give me a recipe, I can handle that.
But we take turns.
Yeah, because I mean, like I was doing the cooking for a while, and lately you've been doing a lot of the cooking. And the thing that's actually been really funny is I keep having utter like mental blocks with weird tasks in ways that I just like, you know, like when you know, in terms of chores, like the dishes, sometimes I'm just like, I cannot even look at the dishes. I love doing the dishes normally. That's like my thing, right? I just like the straightforwardness of the task, and I'm not talking and I'm away from my computer and I'm just organizing stuff and putting it away. Can't handle it at all. I mean, there's even been times where I need to send out a tweet for work, and I literally am like, I need someone else to send this tweet. There's the exact text and the link, but I just can't open Twitter right now. There's these weird mental divisions that wind up happening that I think is important not to, I don't know, maybe honor it is the right word for it. To just go,
I think so.
Having a block against this sort of thing. Brit, I know I clogged the toilet, but I can't even face what I have wrought. I need to just go, just fix this.
It's a lot of like every day we wake up and it's like, who has the energy and wherewithal to deal with the thing that needs to be dealt with? And we kind of just like figure out who can do it that day. And there's been some days where neither of us had it in us. So the dishes just didn't get done. And we watched a bunch of YouTube videos and laughed and had a great time and went to bed. So we give each other a lot of space too. There's not a lot of strict rules around this house. It's like, listen, we're all alive. Everyone feels okay. We're safe. Right. So like if there's shoes on the ground or like whatever, it'll get cleaned up when someone's not feeling very sad or busy or something else.
Which is kind of a funny experiential contrast, because Brit and I are very like, get the shit done kind of people, you know, and there's, wow, that was the best snaps I've ever done.
They were pretty good.
I'm proud of these snaps. Yeah. Well, like, if you send me a video of those snaps, I want that as my text tone. Hey, someone wants you. What on earth was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Brit and I really like to just get stuff done and focus. Yeah. Like, I typically just work really long days anyways. And, you know, we like to be on point with all of our work professional stuffs. And it's very easy to mentally tell yourself, this is an identity thing. This is not a skill set thing. Right. I am somebody who gets their stuff done. Mm-hmm. No, I'm just an organism, okay? And at some point, the organism needs to just lie down and rest, you know? Today, the organism has no more energy, and that's okay. Yeah, and that's, you know, a lot of that falls on some of the chore stuff, you know? Like, there's a lot of stuff that's not organized around us. Like, we have a very nice snapshot of a cool-looking bookshelf. It's really cool. Photo of us, you know, and this sort of thing. But we're like, we're moving on Friday, we're moving on Saturday. You know, it'll get done at some point in between now and then, and it's totally okay if you, my partner, just doesn't do anything today. Right. Please, I insist.
We do a lot of reminding. We say, don't forget, like, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Things are very scary right now. So please remember that, like, you shouldn't beat yourself up over something because things are not normal right now. So we do a lot of just reminding each other, like, hey, things are not good right now and scary. So, like, it makes sense that you're tired or you're stressed or whatever it is. Just reassuring each other and reminding each other that, like, we're allowed to not be the people we think we're supposed to be all the time. And that helps a lot.
Super healthy. I love how well you know yourselves as individuals and how well you know yourselves as a couple too, and the ways in which you're realizing I have strengths that he doesn't have and she has strengths that I don't have, and those strengths complement one another. And I mean, honestly, like, watching you two this morning, and I know it's very early there, but I feel like you guys need your own YouTube channel. Like, you have so much great positive energy, but like, I can feel it. Like, you literally are. You have, like, I would watch you guys. You guys are really fun. Like, I think, have you guys done anything like that before?
We've done some streams together. We kept things sort of separate just because his whole business is streaming. Mm-hmm. And I mean, up until I quit my job, I was working all the time. So we would on occasion do streams together, and we'll probably do another. We've been talking about doing another one sometime really soon. And I've barely been trying really, really, really hard to not do things since I quit my job and lockdown happened, because I was supposed to, like, go travel and see family and see friends. I was going to go on what I was calling the housewife tour, where I just flew to my friends' houses and, like, cooked them delicious meals and told them how beautiful they are. So I've been kind of trying really hard not to be like, what's the next project? What's the next job? Because it's really easy for me to fall into that, and trying really hard to be like, this is the time we take to recover from burnout, to relax, all of that.
Everybody who leaves jobs, especially leaving a place like you left, like, everybody is like type A, move, work 24 hours a day. You only get little breaks in your life, and like, really relish this break and let it be a real break. Like, so many people have left something. They're like, what am I doing? Where am I going? They have a new job next week. You're only going to get like maybe 3 or 4 of these in your life where you're between the things. Just enjoy this. Like, honestly, if you did the housewife tour and you made a documentary about it, I think it would be, I would love that. Like, I think
maybe I'll do it once things open up again.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. See?
I'll come visit you too. I'll put you on the list. I'll come and visit you guys.
I don't really make anything though.
That's what I come make things for you.
Okay, you make
things. There it is. Yeah.
But this is the last question. Then we'll go. How are you going to say goodbye to San Francisco?
We're giving it the Irish goodbye, man. We're just
LA. We wanted to go back to Los Angeles since we moved up here. We moved up here for his job, and then we stayed up here for my job. But LA is where we met. LA is where, you know, we have some friends still up here. A lot of them have moved away, and we'll miss them. But it really feels like LA is home. So we're kind of just gonna hop in the U-Haul and give it a little salute and get out of here.
It's been really weird, that feeling of there's nothing to say goodbye.
There's nothing to do. Yeah, we can't go to our favorite restaurant and say goodbye to our favorite like restaurant family who makes these delicious meals for us. So we know we can't go to any of those places. So
what part of LA?
Just west of downtown.
Okay.
I mean,
cool.
Within distance of Koreatown. Who doesn't love good, authentic Korean barbecue?
Yep.
Of course, there's a little Tokyo, which has delicious mochi.
Yep.
Food. Look, food is why we're excited about LA.
You're building your whole...
Yeah, the food. Well, and yeah, I'm excited to go back to the beach when it's open, and to go to the Korean spas when they're open, and to go back to Griffith. There's a lot of things down there that I'm very excited about.
All the best to the two of you. Honestly, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for your terrific positive energy. Like it made my day.
Good. Okay, cool.
So
this was really fun. Thank you so much for
it really was fun.
having us.
And let's stay in touch, and hopefully at some point we'll be able to meet in person.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, I would want to hear from our cat too. Let's get a little...
I heard a little cat peep down there.
Yeah.
She likes, they're very used to having all of our attention now that we're home all the time. So.
Oh my God, I love cats so much.
Oh, they're the best.
We have two.
They're the best. Yeah.
Sheriff and Desperado.
Oh, Sheriff is a good name for a cat.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, see, Sheriff was the name. That was the first name. Brit's like, we need to get a cat. We need to name the cat Sheriff. And I was like, that's good. And then, you want to get little kittens in pairs. So they have company. And we got a second one. And we were like, what goes well with Sheriff? for some reason, we said Bandit. Nah, there's already too many pets named Bandit. Let's go with Desperado.
We like you can sing it too.
Yeah. Desperado. And then
we sing that to her all the time.
We proceeded to never call the cat
No, we just
Desperado.
call her Despy. Yeah.
Despy's a good name, isn't it, sweetie?
So everybody into the U-Haul and the cats too, and everybody's going down.
Yeah, we're getting them a big crate. I'm gonna set them up a little spot in the back of the car. They're gonna be nice and comfy, and we're gonna head down. It'll be good.
Yeah, well, good luck with the move.
Thank you.
And again, hopefully I'll see you at some point in the not too distant future.
That would be great.
Sounds lovely.
Awesome.
Thanks so much again.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
All right.
Cheers.
Bye.